Namaskar, respected Chairman Indian Oil, Mr. S.M. Vaidya, Director R&D, Dr. S.S.V. Ramakumar, Director HR, Mr. Ranjan Kumar Mahapatra, Director Finance, Mr. Sandeep Kumar Gupta, Senior Indian Oil officials, IOCNs joining us from across the nation, dear customers, stakeholders, retailers, distributors, channel partners, ambassadors, and well-wishers who have joined us online today. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the 62nd Foundation Day celebrations of Indian Oil. Indian Oil के 62वें स्थापना दिवस में आप सभी का स्वागत है. As is our tradition, we would start today's program with the Indian Oil Day song. I request everyone to kindly arise for the song.
जान है आधार देश की प्रगति का दुनिया में इतना सम्मान है. आगे बढ़ेंगे, ऊंचे उड़ेंगे, हम सबका यही अभियान है. इंडियन ऑयल, इंडियन ऑयल, इंडियन ऑयल मेरी पहचान है. सबके हितों का संरक्षण हो, हर कार्य में नव परिवर्तन हो, हर दिल में भाव लगाव का हो, विश्वास वचन और कर्म में हो. आगे बढ़ेंगे, ऊंचे उड़ेंगे, ये मूल्य मेरा अभिमान है, अभियान है, मेरी शान है.
Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. हमारे लिए इंडियन ऑयल दिवस एक ऐसा दिन है जब हम संगठन के प्रति अपनी प्रतिबद्धता को दोहराते हैं और इसे और मजबूत करते हैं. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अध्यक्ष महोदय से अनुरोध करूंगी सीधे IOCNs को इंडियन ऑयल डे की शपथ दिलाएं.
इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन,
भारत की ऊर्जा बनने के इंडियन ऑयल कॉर्पोरेशन
के
विजन
और वैश्विक रूप से प्रशंसित कंपनी बनने के लक्ष्य को अर्जित करने की प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं. मैं इंडियन ऑयल के विकास में अपने योगदान के महत्व को महसूस करता हूं क्योंकि मेरा भविष्य इंडियन ऑयल के भविष्य से जुड़ा है. मैं यह भी मानता हूं कि इंडियन ऑयल ने न केवल मुझे जीवन यापन का एक साधन सुलभ कराता है बल्कि मुझे तथा मेरे परिवार को संतुष्टि और सुरक्षा भी प्रदान करता है. मैं अपनी कंपनी के हित से जुड़े सभी साझेदारों के लिए धनार्जन के अपने कर्तव्य के प्रति भी सचेत हूँ. इसीलिए मैं संगठन के भीतर एवं बाहर सभी ग्राहकों की सेवा तत्परता और नम्रता के साथ करने का संकल्प लेता हूं. मैं प्रतिज्ञा करता हूं कि इंडियन ऑयल के प्रति अपने दायित्वों का निर्वहन कुशलता, निष्ठा और वफादारी के साथ करूंगा
करूंगा
निरंतर
निरंतर
सीखते हुए ज्ञानार्जन व दक्षता प्राप्त करूंगा
ज्ञानार्जन व दक्षता प्राप्त करूंगा
और अपने व्यवहार कुशलता के साथ विश्व स्तरीय निष्पादन करूंगा। मैं यह भी सुनिश्चित करूंगा कि मेरे सभी निर्णय और कार्य सत्यनिष्ठा और ईमानदारी की कसौटी पर खरे उतरे। मेरी प्रतिबद्धता सदैव ही प्रथम भारत और उसके पश्चात इंडियन ऑयल के प्रति रहेगी। जय हिंद।
Thank you, everyone. When it is about the nation and its citizens, Indian Oil, in line with its commitment of being Pehle Indian Phir Oil, and the company goes beyond mere business without giving it even a second thought. कोविड-19 महामारी का पहला चरण दूसरी लहर की तरह क्रूर नहीं था। महामारी की पहली लहर के दौरान इंडियन ऑयल का ध्यान पूरे देश में निर्बाध ऊर्जा आपूर्ति सुनिश्चित करने पर था। हालांकि यह दूसरी लहर थी जिसने हमारी क्षमता का परीक्षण किया। दूसरी लहर के दौरान मेडिकल ऑक्सीजन की गंभीर आवश्यकता पड़ी और इंडियन ऑयल ने इस पर अभूतपूर्व कार्य किया। आइए हम सभी इससे संबंधित एक फिल्म देखें। Can we have the film, please?
When the light of the day began to fade, when hope and grace left life's playing ground, when long queues were deciding the nation's fate and chance was the only partner, we rose with a fighting spirit, took matters in our hands. We placed life above all and pumped back the fading breath. In the backdrop of the alarming oxygen shortage in the national capital, Indian Oil stepped up to the nation's call, making life-saving liquid medical oxygen available to hospitals in no time, an effort closely monitored by the chairman himself, leading from the front. Relentless with our efforts to drive India through the challenge, we set up a 24-hour control room and also launched the Sanjeevani Express portal to track, manage and strengthen the supply and logistics of medical oxygen in the country. We cut down on our throughput to serve a more critical cause. Gauging the need of the hour, we increased our capacity and supplied 270 metric ton liquid medical oxygen per day, a total of 8,000 metric tons from various source locations to destinations in the country, giving India reassurance that it wasn't yet the end. We dedicated our resources in response to the nation's clarion call, facilitating medical oxygen logistics and delivering hope to our people. In these unprecedented times, we nurtured our partnerships, growing stronger as we stood in solidarity with one another, reaching out with a helping hand and receiving gracious support.
Demand for liquid medical oxygen during second wave of COVID was unprecedented and unforeseen. This needed tenfold increase in the production and transport infrastructure. Transporting oxygen was the biggest challenge the country faced during the period. Indian Oil Corporation was entrusted with the responsibility of logistics arrangement for LMO by Government of India, recognizing their top-class organizational skills and logistics ability. I am delighted to share that IOCL took up this challenge and responsibility with enthusiasm and dedication. IOC officials during the whole crisis worked relentlessly and coordinated with state and central authorities and the manufacturers of LMO to ensure distribution of oxygen in the shortest possible route and time. With their concerted efforts, the availability of oxygen improved, which averted a major public health crisis. I thank all the IOCNs for coming to the aid of suffering public with commitment and competence. My greetings on the occasion of Indian Oil Day, and I wish all IOCNs all the very best in all their future endeavors.
At Indian Oil, the nation has and will always stand first. When in despair, we will become its strength. When saddened, we will lift up its head high. Indian Oil. Pehle Indian, phir oil.
In the history of mankind, the scourge of COVID-19 has been unprecedented. And if one was to count the accomplishments for the year and a half, the efforts put in by Indian Oil to fight this pandemic supersedes everything else. All IOCNs can be justifiably proud that they have been able to stand with the nation in these trying times. As we are talking about the pandemic and its devastating second wave, a mention about our in-house doctors is a must. Regular COVID meetings, all required support, guidance, treatment, and assistance has been the norm at Indian Oil. The commitment, dedication, and selfless service of Indian Oil doctors, nursing, and paramedical staff has been commendable. It is truly our honor to be able to facilitate our doctors, our role models on Indian Oil Day. The doctors have joined us virtually. On behalf, Chairman will be felicitating them virtually. We'll be calling out their names, and those who are present here, we'll be felicitating them physically. To begin with, we have Dr. M.K. Devlal, General Manager Medical from Panipat Refinery. Dr. Debabrata Chakraborty, General Manager Medical from Haldia Refinery. Dr. Buddhadev Khaklare, DGM Medical from Guwahati Refinery. Dr. D. Nagpure, Deputy General Manager, HSC Medical, Mathura Refinery. Dr. Bhanu Hazarika, DGM HSC Medical from AOD Refinery. Dr. Kantish Mandal, DGM HSC Medical from Gujarat Refinery. Dr. Diganta Kumar Das, DGM Medical from Bongaigaon Refinery. Dr. Ashok Kumar, Joint Chief Medical Officer, Paradip Refinery. Dr. Desari Harish, Senior Medical Officer, Barauni Refinery. Last but not the least, we have Dr. Anil Sharma also, Medical Consultant from Refinery's headquarters. Last but not the least, Dr. Sandeep Sharma, General Manager, HSC Medical Corporate Office, who is amidst us today and who has played an extremely important role guiding all of us through this health crisis. I request Chairman Indian Oil, Mr. S.M. Vaidya, to kindly felicitate him with a trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to give a huge round of applause for Dr. Sandeep Sharma and all the doctors who have joined us virtually. Thank you so much, sir, and our sincere gratitude to each one of you. In the COVID journey, we have three renowned personalities who have joined us virtually on this Indian Oil Day. We have Dr. Randeep Guleria, pulmonology specialist and director of AIMS. Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, Joint Managing Director, Apollo Hospitals. Dr. Naresh Trehan, cardiovascular and cardiothoracic surgeon, Chairman Managing Director of Medanta Medicity. Can we have them on the screen, please?
At the onset, let me take this opportunity to give my good wishes to the entire Indian Oil family on Indian Oil Day. The last 18 months have been very challenging for the world and for India. We have gone through a pandemic which has affected every part of everyone's life, from lives to livelihood, to the economy, to day-to-day functioning. All have been affected because of this pandemic. But during this pandemic, the energy soldiers of Indian Oil have been working very hard and have taken up this challenge to make sure that the economy stays energized and that the kitchen fires keep on burning. I would like to really congratulate and really thank the Indian Oil family for the work that they've done during this unprecedented pandemic so that all of us were safe and had food on our table. The second wave had been especially severe as far as India was concerned, with a huge number of cases and a huge demand for oxygen and ICU beds. During this time also, Indian Oil came forward and they quickly converted their plants where oxygen was being made for commercial purposes to medical purpose so that oxygen could be supplied and no one had a shortage of oxygen. Also, they were able to quickly convert the LMO carriers that they had for oxygen, medical oxygen, so that oxygen could be supplied to various hospitals in the shortest possible time. I'd really like to thank them for this extraordinary work that they did during the time of crisis when there was a huge need for supplemental oxygen as the number of cases increased during the second wave. These are all innovative and new things which Indian Oil did during the pandemic and really showed the capacity that our country has to become Atmanirbhar when it comes to a challenge that we are faced with. And I'd like to compliment every member of the Indian Oil family for the extraordinary work that they've done. They've truly become the energy of India, and as we move forward toward in our 75th year of independence, I'm sure that Indian Oil will take our country further in terms of the energy support that we need to make us a truly superpower. So thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Namaste. It is my great pleasure to wish all the team members of Indian Oil Corporation a very, very happy 62nd Indian Oil Day. Your contribution to the nation has been tremendous. Your ability to serve and to make our flag fly high is something that all of us as Indians will remember, and it is an honor for me to wish all of you on this very special occasion. I think you have proven that you stand by the ideology of Pehle India, Fir Oil. And this is the ideology which made you come forward during this tremendous crisis. When there was so much disruption all over the country, you ensured uninterrupted supply of oil, of diesel, of gas, and we thank you and acknowledge you for that. I want to, as Apollo Hospitals, we as a team were working extremely hard to reach out and save and cure and heal as many people as possible. And we did it with whatever resources we could get. One critical area was oxygen and the oxygen shortage. You stood up and helped us, and Apollo Indraprastha in Delhi has been the recipient of your benevolence, and I thank you on behalf of Apollo Indraprastha for coming forward to give us the oxygen generation plant and to support us during the crisis. My very, very warmest and special wishes on behalf of the entire Apollo family. Let our association continue, and may each one of you be healthy, happy and successful. Namaste and Jai Hind.
IOCL has always been one of the ideal companies, great employer, and we have had the privilege of participating with you as providing medical services to all of you who wish to get it, and that is something that we have also cherished over a period of time. It's a good wishes to all of you. We have been through difficult times, so good luck, and hopefully by next year when you celebrate your 63rd annual day, we will see another different world which will be much happier, safer and much more prosperous. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much for the encouraging and motivating words. They really mean a lot. We are now going to move to a very exciting segment. I'm sure all those who have been following Indian Oil on the social media are eagerly waiting for a big and majestic thing that we are about to announce today. Well, the wait is almost over. As part of Indian Oil's long-term marketing strategy to capture consumer mind space and facilitate stronger and quicker brand recall, a need was felt to come up with a unique, one-of-its-kind brand mascot. Indian Oil, a company that is strong, tough, yet sensitive to human and environmental needs, daring, empathetic, powerful, and yet at the same time, agile, modern, and having deep set of core values. All these and much more was required to be factored into our mascot. However, the most crucial element that was the need was to be quintessentially Indian. Without much ado, I request Chairman Indian Oil, Mr. S.M. Vaidya, to kindly unveil the new inspiring Indian Oil mascot.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Indian Oil is proud to present its brand mascot. Let the countdown begin. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one-horned Indian rhinoceros shall be Indian Oil brand mascot. The mascot greets us in the hall today, we would like to play an AV on our brand mascot for the audience. So you all can join for the
wilderness
photo.
of the east, in the land of the rising sun, where the deep in the wilderness of the east, in the land of the rising sun, where the sun shines first and the brightest, the land blessed by the mighty Brahmaputra. We found someone who truly matches the values and attributes of an organization as mammoth as Indian Oil. A majestic creature that reflects our personality. Uniquely Indian, tough yet caring, massive yet agile, gentle yet majestic. The one-horned rhino is an unstoppable force of nature and the perfect choice as the brand mascot of the jewel in the crown of India's energy landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, on this Indian Oil Day, put your hands together for the Indian Oil Rhino, the newest and most special member of the Indian Oil family, the brand mascot of Indian Oil. Starting today, don't just think big, think colossal.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will often see our brand mascot, the one-horned Indian rhinoceros now. Moving on, Indian Oil has always been conscious of the needs of customers while ensuring satisfaction and assurance. Indian Oil successfully conducted the automatic fueling campaign recently. During the campaign, Indian Oil reached out to more than 30 lakh customers at our retail outlets, and they were briefed about our automatic fueling system. Such systems are an ongoing process at Indian Oil to ensure customer delight. Indian Oil is committed to quality and quantity and best-in-class products and services for its customers. This is being invigorated through a new campaign named Pure or Pura Dono Hi. I would request Chairman Indian Oil to kindly launch this campaign for our customers. Thank you, sir. To know more about this campaign, we would now connect live with our company-owned, company-operated retail outlet at Greater Noida. We are joined by Mr. Raj Dubey, Executive Director, UPSO2, and his team there. Over to you, sir. Raj, sir, are you able to hear us?
Yes, I'm able to. Yes.
Sir, over to you for the details.
Respected Chairman, sir, the directors of the board, and all IOCs who have joined through the web, happy Indian Oil Day. It's been a wonderful time today with lots of rains. This is Coco 2 Noida, and this Coco has a distinction of being one of the highest selling XP100 fuels of the country. Chairman, sir, with your permission, can we kickstart our campaign, Pure or Pura Dono Hi?
Yes, Raj Dubey, please go ahead.
Yeah. Right, sir. In this campaign, the customers would be asked to check the quality and quantity parameters, Pure or Pura Dono Hi. And then the feedback of the customers would be captured in the digital form. The app is a customer perception management app, which we'll demonstrate just now. And can we welcome our first customer who has already gone through this Q&Q checks? So welcome. Can I know your name, please?
It's Avneet.
Oh, Avneet Singh ji, welcome. And I think you already conducted the tests.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we would like to please say hello to our Indian Oil Rhino.
Hello.
Hi. Would you like to give your feedback digitally?
Yes.
Okay. So please, over to my customer attendant. Now the customer attendant would log in and capture.
अभी जो आपने क्वांटिटी एंड क्वालिटी जो टेस्ट किया है सर, उस टेस्ट का फीडबैक देना चाहेंगे सर?
यस श्योर।
कृपया करके सर अपना गाड़ी नंबर बताइए।
यूपी 14
जी सर।
CL 9502।
सर आपके रजिस्टर्ड मोबाइल नंबर पे सर एक ओटीपी आएगा, कृपया करके सर बताएंगे। सर अभी जो आपने क्वांटिटी एंड क्वालिटी जो चेक किया है उस टेस्ट से सर आप संतुष्ट हैं?
यस
सर कृपया फीडबैक दीजिए। सर इस फीडबैक के लिए सर आपका एक फोटो चाहिएगा। ठीक है सर। सर इस फीडबैक के बारे में कुछ और कहना चाहेंगे?
Excellent service.
Okay, okay.
सर आपका फोटो सर अपलोड हो रहा है, 5 से 10 सेकंड लगेंगे.
Okay.
थैंक यू सर.
अवनीत जी, आप इस पेट्रोल पंप से कब से जुड़े हैं, थोड़ा सा बताएंगे हमें?
मॉर्निंग सर्स, माय नेम इज अवनीत सिंह और मैं इस इंडियन ऑयल पंप के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा कि मैं इस पेट्रोल पंप से पिछले 5 साल से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ और मैं अपनी पॉश कार का पेट्रोल इसी पेट्रोल पंप से डलवाता हूँ और मेरे को मैं आई एम सेटिस्फाइड. और आपने जो अपना न्यू कैंपेन लॉन्च किया है प्योर और पूरा मेरा एक कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होता है और इससे मेरे को एक्स्ट्रा बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं, जैसे एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स होते हैं जो मैं आगे जाके यूज कर सकता हूं. और इसी के बिहाफ पे मैं पूरे इंडियन ऑयल को बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि वो सारे ग्राहक के लिए ऐसी न्यू स्कीम्स लेके आए. और इस पेंडेमिक के दौरान मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि मुझे सबसे अच्छी बात इस इंडियन ऑयल की ये लगी है कि यहाँ के जो वॉशरूम्स हैं वो पूरे क्लीन रहते हैं, हाइजीनिक रहते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई आई लाइक इंडियन ऑयल एंड आई ऑलवेज प्रेफर इंडियन ऑयल. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Avneet. We are really proud to have you with us. You are our first customer for this launch of this campaign, Pure and Pura Dono Hi. May I request our ED UPS to present you a souvenir from Indian Oil side, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep patronizing Indian Oil and be our brand ambassador for others for this campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
अरे दुबे, ये हमारे XP 100 के कस्टमर है क्या?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So keep it up. अच्छा, ओके, वो भी दिखा दो, पोर्शे भी दिखा दो. ओके, ठीक है. ओके, so good. So भाई कीप कमिंग और अपना टैंक फुल करते रहना हर बार.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है. ओके. Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for the details on the campaign, and it is such a pleasure to hear from a pleased customer. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a recap, Indian Oil launched its very own anti-COVID hand tool on Indian Oil Day last year. Innovation has always been at the core of Indian Oil. To share yet another first, we have an anti-COVID product that protects us from any form of surface infectants. It is an in-house developed anti-COVID nano dispersion based aerosol disinfectant spray called Extra Guard by Indian Oil. I request Chairman Indian Oil to kindly unveil Indian Oil's Extra Guard for the customers.
Taking clues from therapeutic and medicinal values of silver bhasma in ancient India, detailed in Charaka Samhita, talking of divineness of silver in Indian mythology. Making silver sprayable. Indian Oil R&D Center has innovated Indian Oil Extra Guard, a surface disinfectant spray using silver nanoparticles. An innovative aqueous hydrogel-based aerosol spray fortified with silver nanoparticles. This made in India spray with power of nanotechnology creates a shield against the airborne lethal coronavirus by inhibiting viral replication. Is all set to protect India in its resilient war against the pandemic. A patented non-toxic all-surface spray with 99% proven effectiveness against COVID-19 as tested by CCMB lab is also effective against other viruses, fungi, bacteria and yeast. This is drip-free, stain-free product is our new arsenal in fighting against this lethal virus. Today, pledging to strengthen our commitment of Pehle Indian Phir Oil. In its golden jubilee year, Indian Oil R&D is proud to present commercialization of yet another in-house innovation, Indian Oil Extra Guard, a first in healthcare.
Thank Thank you so much, sir, for unveiling this useful product for our customers. Sir, being an internal stakeholder and the head of Indian Oil family, I would request you to kindly place the first online order for Indian Oil's Extra Guard on Amazon.
Placed, order is placed. Okay.
Sir, I now request you all to kindly show the bottles for our customers once.
क्या?
Thank you so much, sirs.
So just I want to tell, this is Indian Oil's first foray in the healthcare sector. We'll have many more to come. So this Extra Guard disinfectant spray kills 99.9% germs and viruses, including the COVID-19 virus. It eliminates odor-causing bacteria suitable on all hard and soft surfaces, and it costs just $175. So I think let's let's use it. So let's use it and then propagate it, because this is a new type of brand from Indian Oil. So we need to propagate it in a big way. So the best customers is, charity begins at home. We start at home and take it forward. So thank you very much.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next segment, Indian Oil has been a champion of employee satisfaction. To understand the overall experience of IOCNs, an employee satisfaction cum engagement survey, Pratidhwani, was launched by Chairman on 1st January 2021. And now the survey has been redesigned based on the philosophy of need hierarchy theory. It is a pleasure to inform about the launch of Pratidhwani 2.0, aimed at benchmarking the progress across satisfaction and engagement level of employees. I now request Chairman Indian Oil, Mr. S.M. Vaidya, to kindly launch Pratidhwani 2.0. Thank you, sir. One can imagine how this survey would positively impact human resources, boost employee engagement and satisfaction levels within Indian Oil. Inclusiveness and gender diversity has always been the hallmark of Indian Oil. An equal opportunities champion, Indian Oil has meticulously ensured that the glass ceiling doesn't exist and women take up critical leadership positions. Indian Oil has unfurled opportunities and established protocols to secure women task force, encourage participation at highest levels, be it in large teams or single-person missions. Many downstream installations, regions, spearhead positions have increasing number of women employees at Indian Oil. To embellish their strengths, the 4th edition of Women Leadership Program, known as Arohi, will commence soon. To obtain details, we are now connecting live to our Apex Learning Center, Indian Oil Institute of Petroleum Management at Gurugram, Haryana, where ED and Head IIPM, Ms. Urvija Bajpai, would give us an insight about the program. Over to you, Urvija, madam.
Respected Chairman, Director R&D, Director HR, Director Finance, seniors and colleagues, a very happy Indian Oil Day to all. It's a milestone moment today as the 4th batch of women executives prepare to launch themselves into one of the most successful and rewarding experiential learning interventions, Arohi, the Women Leadership Development Program. Started in 2017, 3 batches have already graduated successfully from this long-term coaching and mentoring program, moving from strength to strength, performing, contributing, and marching confidently towards accomplishment of their personal and professional goals. And here we have with us today another set of 15 bright and competent women officers selected carefully against a set of stringent criteria for grooming them as leaders of the future. It's an eager, excited, and motivated group, sir, that sits before you, seeking your guidance and blessings as they embark upon this transformational journey of Arohi. We also have with us Team SHRM, the knowledge partners for this program, who have partnered closely with us for the last 2 programs of Arohi. Crafted under the guidance of Director HR, Arohi comprises key inputs on functional areas shared by senior internal subject matter experts, as well as a range of behavioral and leadership inputs by SHRM, an established organization in the field of human resources. Besides this, one-on-one coaching by an expert coach has proven to be an extremely significant and valuable ingredient in this course. The presence of respected chairmen and directors at the inauguration ceremony of the program demonstrates top management support, commitment, and vision for women leadership development in Indian Oil. We have a short AV on the program, and I would request Neha to please play it for the audience.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the AV showcasing the highlights of our flagship Women Leadership Development Program, Arohi. May we have the AV, please? Chairman Indian Oil to virtually launch Arohi 4.0 from corporate office and kindly give permission to team IIPM to light the lamp on his behalf. Thank you, sir, and team IIPM, and all the best for the program ahead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these were the glimpses of some of the important inaugurations and launches in line with the corporation's Now Next initiative based on the corporate core values of care, innovation, passion, and trust. Indian Oil is a learning organization with its ears to the ground and the heart where it should be. One of the ways of learning is to listen to the persons who talk about us. Today, we have our honorable chief ministers, senior defense officials, esteemed customers, channel partners, stakeholders with us virtually, who would like to say a few words about us. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now listen to some of them who joined us virtually.
I am extremely delighted to convey the best wishes on behalf of the Indian Air Force to Team Indian Oil on the occasion of their 62nd Raising Day. Indian Oil and Indian Air Force have had a very long and healthy association during their journey of respective excellence and have shared glorious moments together. As a matter of fact, Indian Oil Aviation Fuel Station at Palam was inaugurated by Air Marshal Arjun Singh, Distinguished Flying Cross, the then Chief of the Air Staff, way back in 1964. Indian Oil has its span of operations from torrid deserts in the west to remotest airfields in the northeast, as well as from icy peaks of Himalayas to the islands of Car Nicobar. Fuel is the lifeline of Indian Air Force, and Indian Oil has been ensuring uninterrupted supply of fuel to the Indian Air Force with international quality standards. Indian Oil has always been there to support the cause of the Air Force in all situations of critical operations in defense of the nation, as well as during HIDR missions.
1st September being the Indian Oil Day, my heartiest greetings to each and every member of the Indian Oil family. It is indeed a happy event that Indian Oil, having its root in Assam, has emerged as a major global energy company today. I'd like to compliment all the employees of Indian Oil and channel partners who ensured an uninterrupted supply of fuel in the state to serve the citizen amid unprecedented risks during the COVID-19 pandemic. I wish very best to all the officers and employees of Indian Oil on this Indian Oil Day.
It is a great coincidence that BRO and IOCL have been born in the same year. I convey my heartiest congratulations to Indian Oil on its 62nd Indian Oil Day. Indian Oil and BRO have grown together for the past more than 6 decades, making the nation more strong, secure, and self-reliant in matters of energy and extreme connectivity. BRO's yeoman endeavor for extreme connectivity of the inhospitable and tough terrain has been aptly complemented by Indian Oil's effort of building fuel dumps in extreme locations equipped with penetrative logistic strength. On behalf of BRO, I once again congratulate Indian Oil on its 62nd anniversary and wish them very pinnacle of success in future.
On this blissful and charming day, may Indian Oil continue the journey of success with pride. We at SBSTC have been associated with Indian Oil Corporation for the past many years and are delighted by the quality of product and services being offered by IOC. Indian Oil has recently introduced fuel-efficient lubricants named as Servo Lean Combo, which comprises of engine oil, transmission oil, and axle oil at our Durgapur depot. The said lubricants are being monitored in 44 buses for the past 7 months. We are glad to put it on record that we have achieved more than 4% average increase in KMPL. The result is encouraging. I wish Team Indian Oil a great success in their future endeavors. All the best. Jai Hind.
Hearty greetings to the Indian Oil family on this Indian Oil Day. Indian Oil has been instrumental in ensuring that the supply of fuels in the state remains uninterrupted during COVID-19, be it petrol, diesels, or LPG. I would like to compliment the entire Indian Oil team to brave all odds to keep the economic wheels of the nations running and the kitchen's fires burning. I would also like to appreciate the remarkable efforts of Indian Oil to meet the increased LPG demands in the state during the PM Ujjwala scheme.
Hi, I am Mirabai Chanu. I do wish Indian Oil family. I wish you a very happy Indian Oil Day.
सबसे पहले मेरे सारे आईओसी के फैमिली को नमस्कार और सबको इंडियन ऑयल डे की ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। देश के सर्वोत्तम एनर्जी कंपनी होने के पश्चात इंडियन ऑयल ने हमें निरंतर फ्यूल की सप्लाई पूरे भारत में उपलब्ध की है, कोविड-19 के पेंडेमिक के दौरान भी। मैं इंडियन ऑयल की पूरी टीम को बहुत बधाई देना चाहूंगी कि उन्हें हमें देश के इकोनॉमिक के पर्दा भारी रखने में मदद की और घर घर में छोला जलाने के लिए अपर दृष्टि से योगदान दिए।
ये गैस पाइपलाइन हमारे गांव से गुजरा है, हम लोगों की जमीन से गुजरी है। जब हमारे गांव में काम शुरू हुआ तो सबसे पहले सर्वे हुआ, तो जिस ढंग से जिन लोगों का फसल नुकसान हुआ उस ढंग से फसल नुकसान का मुआवजा दिया गया। मैंने काम करने के बाद हम लोगों को प्लेन करके और उपजाऊ जमीन की तरह मैंने बना के और दिया गया, जो आज हम लोगों को जमीन सुरक्षित है और नीचे से गैस पाइपलाइन गया है और भविष्य में ये एक अच्छा कार्यक्रम है और चलता रहेगा। और हम लोगों को देखते हुए और लोग भी जिनकी जमीन पड़ती हो, अगल बगल के पंचायत हैं, वो लोग भी इसी ढंग से दे।
गैस पाइपलाइन जो गेल है एकरा से बहुत हमने फायदा में है। पहले तो बुझाइल कि ना बहुत विरोध में, बहुत हम लोग विरोध के माने किए, लेकिन फिर इंडियन ऑयल के थी भारत गैस पाइपलाइन के स्टाफ लोग आकर के हम लोग को समझाए, इलेल हम लोग सब आदमी मिल करके आए थे, सहयोग किए कि नहीं ठीक है आप लोग ले जाइए, लेकिन हम लोग को उचित मुआवजा होना चाहिए। तो मुआवजा भी हम लोग को माने बढ़िया मुआवजा मिला, बहुत अच्छा मुआवजा दिए, इलेल हम लोग माने बहुत हमने खुशी, बहुत खुशी।
On behalf of Go First, I would like to congratulate all employees of Indian Oil on the occasion of 62nd Indian Oil Day. We cherish our association with Indian Oil since 2005, our inception, and look forward to mutually beneficial relationship for all times to come. We at Go First strive to take Indian aviation to new heights and look forward to continuing support from Indian Oil.
I extend my heartiest greetings to all members of the Indian Oil family on the occasion of Indian Oil Day. I would like to heartily compliment the Indian Oil team for their dedication and hard work. They have ensured uninterrupted supplies of the various oil products throughout the state of Nagaland, despite the difficulties on account of remoteness and heavy rainfall during the monsoon. On this special day of the employees of Indian Oil and their families, I extend my best wishes to them.
Dear Indian Oil Company, dear friends, a very happy 62nd birthday from all of us here at KOM Royal Dutch Airlines. Although we did not have a contract with Indian Oil Company back in 1930, we have built a strong relationship over the last decades. So on behalf of KOM Royal Dutch Airlines and our affiliates, we wish Indian Oil a joyful day, and hopefully we can congratulate Indian Oil in person next year. Please stay safe and enjoy the festivities.
Most recent interactions with IOC has been on the pride of the country, INS Vikrant, which undertook sea trials, the maiden sea trials recently. And she was loaded with IOC fuel. So just like every Indian, we are also happy to have IOC part of this very major nation building exercise. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Suresh Turani. On the very first instance, I would like to thank Indian Oil for getting this excellent product called XP100. So as car enthusiasts, your car is the most trusted friend you have on the road. And when it's running on XP100, you can absolutely be trouble-free. So because of this XP100, the car moves absolutely knocking-free. It's trouble-free. The engine is maintained. Your speed levels are maintained. I recommend everybody to go for XP100 and make your cars happy. Thank you, Indian Oil, for giving us XP100.
Hi, I'm Divya. I'm not only using my car for daily commute, but also for long drives. So being a car enthusiast myself, I chose XP95. Paying 5% extra and getting 50% benefits additionally is definitely an awesome deal. So I will definitely recommend XP95. Thank you, Indian Oil.
Jai Hind, and to the Indian Oil and
all its employees, friends and family members, our warmest felicitations to you. What a journey it's been. You have grown with India and you have contributed significantly to making India what it is today. Particularly for us in the armed forces, you've walked with us hand in hand, and we are extremely proud to have been associated with you over this 6-decade-long period. I wish to thank you profusely, not just on the behalf of my formation, but personally as well. And I wish you, your friends and your families a glorious future and a fantastic year ahead. Thank you very much. So happy Indian Oil Day and have a fantastic year.
We have been working closely with Indian Oil, India's very own oil and gas giant, to test the compatibility of Jeep SUVs with XP100, a Euro 6 quality gasoline. We tested our SUVs extensively using XP100 for thousands of kilometers and have achieved 100% compatibility. This is a major breakthrough, and Jeep is proud to have partnered with Indian Oil in achieving this milestone.
Both Indian Railways and Indian Oil Corporation are the economic lifelines of the nation, and not only in their own integrated spheres, but they also share a symbiotic relationship between them. In fact, the railway carries almost around 45 million tons of petroleum product throughout the country. The entire country was locked down. We are proud that the wheels of the railways kept on running, as were the supply lines for the Indian Oil Corporation and the oil industry in general. And I congratulate each one of the employee as well as the management of the Indian Oil Corporation for standing by the nation and delivering during one of the most trying times in the history of the country.
Indian Oil Corporation is the largest aviation fuel partner across the country. Their support of timely refueling of our aircraft allows us to maintain our high on-time performance standards. It has been a long 13-year relationship, and we look forward to maintaining this strong bond in the future. Thank you.
On the occasion of the 62nd anniversary of the Indian Oil Corporation, on behalf of the Southern Naval Command of the Indian Navy, I would like to wish the IOC all the very best in the years ahead. Over the past 6 decades, the IOC has been a very important strategic partner of the Indian Navy. Over the years, we have collaborated with IOC and indigenized a substantial amount of these fuel and lubricants, which has saved valuable foreign exchange. The IOC has also set up a large number of refineries and depots at strategic locations close to important harbors from where the Indian Navy operates. And that has been a big help in refueling our ships, both in times of peace and in war. And indeed, I can say that IOC has been a lot of the wind beneath our wings during all missions, whether they be in peacetime or wartime. I'm sure in the coming years, as the Indian Navy grows from strength to strength and inducts new and varied types of platforms, this partnership will grow from strength to strength. And I'm sure that with the help of the IOC, the Indian Navy will be able to discharge its duties of national security to the best of its ability. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
IOCN is not just an identity. It is a responsibility each one of us proudly carry and try and fulfill the expectations people have of us in the best possible way. When our commitment and work makes a difference, it indeed brings a lot of satisfaction and pride. I thank all these special people who took out time from their busy schedules and shared their thoughts with us. Moving on, it is said that a company is as good as its leader. Leading the family of over 31,000 plus IOCNs is our respected chairman, Mr. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya, a person of steely determination, clear vision, innate ability to overcome obstacles, and relentless drive for success. He has been instrumental in introducing many novel initiatives and has pioneered unprecedented innovations to ensure that Indian Oil is future ready. Sir, we are eager to hear from you on this 62nd Indian Oil Day. Mr. S.M. Vaidya, ladies and gentlemen.
My dear IOCians, greetings on Indian Oil's 62nd Foundation Day. The courage to pursue dreams has been the nucleus of every human success. And a fifth of the world's population was blessed with the power of chasing their dreams when India emerged as a free nation. We are celebrating the 62nd Indian Oil Day in the 75th year of our independence. And let us remember that the very genesis of this corporation was rooted in the purpose of fueling the national aspirations. The visionaries who led us independence recognized that energy security would be crucial for the nation's economic and social growth. So right from the word go, the philosophy of Pehle Indian, fear oil, was ingrained in our DNA. Today we must look back at our fascinating journey of over 6 decades and draw inspiration from the demonstrated steadfastness with which Indian Oil has been valuing the trust of 1 billion plus customers. We must also remember the inspiring contributions of our founding fathers who had to break multiple glass ceilings to chart out a new era of energy reliance in the country. We are fortunate to have amidst us today a few senior IOCians who have strengthened the corporation during its formative years. It is indeed an awe-inspiring saga of how generations of IOCians put in their sweat and blood with the singular focus of building a strong indigenous energy company for serving the nation's economic and social priorities. We have grown from being just a petroleum company to an integrated energy major, striving to offer a wider, greener, cleaner energy bouquet to fellow Indians, strengthening our fundamentals and spreading wings to explore new avenues for a brighter tomorrow. The pandemic has been discussed threadbare at every level, with gloomy adjectives describing this very dark spell. But this phase also marked a turning point in the journey for Indian Oil. From shoring up medical oxygen supplies during the devastating second wave, to strengthening the LMO logistics in the country, to even reaching out to foreign countries with medical supply of oxygen. Care has been our core mantra. The highest ever profits that we secured this year not only reflects a healthy balance sheet, but it also a harbinger of a world of possibilities waiting to be explored by us. The fast-paced rollout of several customer-centric offerings, green-lighting projects for refinery expansions and petrochemicals and lube integration, new collaborations in bioenergy, etc., also validate our blueprint to ensure a robust growth trajectory, the turmoil of the business world notwithstanding. To stay in sync with this ambition, there is an imminent need to reinvent and revitalize the image of our 62-year-old brand. That process of reinvention began today with our newly launched mascot, the Indian Oil Rhino. The great Indian single-horned rhino is a majestic combination of strength, power, and agility. More importantly, its identity is rooted in its Indianness, which makes it the perfect storyteller for brand Indian Oil. This rhino is also a critical cog in the ecology to which it belongs, and its continued well-being is crucial for the sustenance of the ecological chain. Again, there lies its connection with Indian Oil's presence in India's energy landscape. The rhino connects Indian Oil to the rich energy legacy that we have been entrusted with. The Indian Oil Rhino will also go a long way to revitalize brand Indian Oil and add more warmth and freshness to Indian Oil's market identity. Speaking of our efforts to revitalize Indian Oil's branding forays and customer outreaches, I must underline the need to maintain the highest standards on hygiene factors like safety, quality, and quantity. Indian Oil has always prioritized the right Q&Q for the customers, and we have been constantly striving to ensure that brand Indian Oil is synonymous with precision in terms of these two parameters. The rollout of the Pure Bhi, Pura Dono Hi campaign is yet another effort to re-emphasize one simple but critical message that Indian Oil stands committed to delivering on its eternal promise, pure or pura, dono hi. Talking of the contours of the larger picture in the times ahead, India's energy future is robust and full of promise, and Indian Oil is well poised to leverage the new opportunities Indian fuel demand is expected to go up to 400 to 450 million tons by 2040 from the present 250 million tons. To meet this demand, we are aggressively rolling out new projects which will translate into refining capacity of over 25 million metric tons and an investment commitment of close to 1 lakh crores over the next 4 to 5 years. To strengthen our commercials, the focus will be on integrating current refining processes to yield more chemical products per barrel of oil. This will intensify petrochemical and lube integration, leading to a diversified product portfolio and attain profit maximization. In fact, integration projects like the upcoming styrene monomer project at Panipat Refinery or the lube integration project at Gujarat Refinery will also reduce India's import dependence and strengthen the promise of Atmanirbhar Bharat. These projects will equip us with a significant first movers advantage, provided we ensure timely completion of these projects. As a global energy major, environmental priority will be weaved into every business aspect of Indian Oil. In fact, we'll be using green energy to power all our new refinery expansions, and this power will come from the renewables. So Indian Oil will also be shouldering India's Go Green ambitions and sustainable commitments. You may be aware of the rollout of the National Hydrogen Mission by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji that aims to make India a hub for producing and exporting green hydrogen. This mission validates the passion with which Indian Oil has been leading India's foray to leverage hydrogen's power. To strengthen our bouquet of clean energy offering, Indian Oil will build the nation's first green hydrogen plant at its Mathura refinery. While Indian Oil has been working on various hydrogen production pathways, the current project at Mathura refinery will be pioneering the introduction of green hydrogen in India. Indian Oil is also a leading force as far as promoting biofuel usage in the country is concerned. Let me also add that Indian Oil has been prioritizing digital proactiveness to strengthen its core competence and enhance operational efficiency. For instance, we have been fortifying the security of our 15,000 plus kilometer pipeline network through multiple technological interventions. Recently, the drone monitoring of the 120 kilometer Delhi Panipat section of Indian Oil's Mathura Jalandhar pipeline has commenced operations. The live feed from the drones is monitored at the pipeline locations. We expect that the pipeline intrusions will be greatly reduced by these technological interventions. A major digital milestone has been achieved with the recent launch of Indian Oil's Rail Sampark app and Indian Oil Coastal Scheduler for crucial real-time MIS on product movement that will bolster our competitive edge. Before I conclude, I must touch upon how Indian Oil prides itself as a social enterprise, and social stewardship is a key priority that drives our business strategy. Indian Oil has always stood firmly in favor of social inclusivity and gender diversity. For instance, the campaign of Parivartan, from prison to pride, takes forward Indian Oil's commitment to rehabilitate prison inmates into the social fabric through the magical platform of sports. Earlier, we have launched initiatives to rehabilitate people who have served their prison sentence and deployed them as customer attendants in our retail outlets. That endeavor has been a major success story socially and commercially. We have also been working tirelessly to empower the women of India, and our social commitment is manifested through the recently launched Medha Chhatravritti Yojana that celebrates the academic brilliance of our girls across the country as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I'm happy to share that more than 80 all-women retail outlets are also now functional. As far as our efforts to nurture a more gender-inclusive workplace is concerned, let me share that I have high hopes from the bright and energetic participants who have been shortlisted for the 4th edition of Arohi, Indian Oil's flagship Women Development Program. Though Arohi and several other similar initiatives, we will continue to empower the women IOCNs. Like I have mentioned on several other platforms before, gender diversity is not a social obligation for us, but a priority to ensure business competitiveness. Speaking of competitiveness, the glittering performance of our IOCN sports icon at the recently concluded Tokyo Olympics manifests Indian Oil's unwavering spirit to rise above all odds and excel. The Indian Oil trio of Hardeep Singh, Dalpreet Singh, and Simranjeet Singh were brilliant all along as the men in blue clinched a podium finish in hockey after 4 decades. Other stars, including Sharad Kamal, Manika Batra, Sumit Nagal, and Chirag Shetty, along with Krishna Pathak and coach Soumyadip Roy, displayed exceptional grit and passion. Today, we are indeed delighted to have amongst us these stars, except for Sumit, who is presently not in the country. Let me tell you that those of you who tried hard but could not attain the coveted podium finish, do not lose hope and gear up with renewed vigor for the next challenge. The Olympics denote the highest summit of excellence, and being an Olympian is no less a badge of honor. I am sure you will put in your best efforts and attain greater success in the days to come. Finally, let me emphasize that every IOCN will have an important role to play as Indian Oil aims to unravel a brighter future. Please remember, every passionate move of yours will have a multiplier effect on the corporation's fortunes and will add to the national prosperity. That probably is the greatest incentive of being an IOCN. So care for the people around you, embrace innovations, serve passionately, and revalidate the nation's trust. आज इंडियन ऑयल दिवस पर हम सब से दिल की आवाज है, हम है भारत की ऊर्जा, देश की प्रगति का आधार, संकल्प देश हित को का लेकर हम हैं ऊंची उड़ान को तैयार। इंडियन ऑयल दिवस की आप सभी को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं अपार। आप स्वस्थ और सुरक्षित रहे, यही शुभकामना है। जय हिंद, धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir, for lucidly bringing forth our future preparedness, which would indeed boost the trust of our valued stakeholders and motivate each one of us to do better each day. Well, a small announcement. Most of our Indian Oil offices have their own Indian Oil Day program lined up. They may now delink and proceed with their function. We have chairman's permission for this. Moving to our next segment, the stars of Indian Oil family. The Olympic fever is still on with our para-Olympians putting up an excellent performance at the global arena. In the recently concluded Tokyo Olympics, India finished 48th on the medal tally, its highest ranking in over 4 decades. I'm sure everyone is proud of the Indian contingent. Many of our stakeholders know that the Olympic squad had quite a number of IOCNs playing for India. Total 127 Indian athletes, men and women, represented India at the Tokyo Olympics. Of them, 8 were IOCNs. As Chairman mentioned, we are extremely proud and privileged to have our Olympians amidst us today. I would request Chairman Indian Oil to kindly felicitate our champions on Indian Oil Day. To begin with, we have amidst us our hockey players, Mr. Simranjeet Singh, a midfielder for the Indian national hockey team. Mr. Hardik Singh, handling the midfield position for Indian Oil Hockey. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a huge round of applause? Mr. Dilpreet Singh, who plays as a forward for Indian national team. And our goalkeeper, Mr. Krishna Pathak. Moving on to badminton, we have Mr. Chirag Shetty, who was an integral part of the badminton contingent at Tokyo. Coming to table tennis, we have our champions, Mr. Sharat Kamal, and Ms. Manika Batra. We also have Coach Soumyadeep Roy with us. I request Chairman and the entire board to kindly felicitate him as well. Thank you, sirs. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Request all the players to join the chairman and the directors for a group photograph. Thank you. The glittering set of sports stars who joined us today on our Foundation Day have brought us much joy and pride. Thank you all, and on behalf of Indian Oil, we once again congratulate all of you for your feat. We at Indian Oil always believe that once an IOCN, forever an IOCN. Our next segment focuses on our seniors, our superannuated executives, IOCNs who have attained 75 years. Under normal circumstances, we would invite our seniors to the premises of the function and felicitate them, which would also give us an opportunity to spend time with them to hear their stories and learn from their experiences. However, the current situation has forced us to modify this tradition. Many of them have joined us virtually today. We will be honoring our seniors on this platform by calling out their names, followed with a round of applause. We send across our good wishes to keep them safe, healthy, and happy in the years to come. To begin with, we have Mr. A.K. Malik, Chief Manager Operations, who retired from Delhi State Office. Mr. Shiv Narayan Mathur, Chairman and Managing Director, IBP Company Limited. Mr. Yoginder Sood, DGM Coordination, Northern Region Office. Mr. Braham Singh, Senior Security Guard from Palam Depot. Mr. S.P. Sheshai, Deputy Manager Aviation, Palam NITC. Mr. Suresh Chandra Kalia, Deputy Manager Finance from Northern Region Office. Ms. Sushila Shringi, Personal Assistant, Northern Region Office. Ms. Parminder Bhatia, Assistant Manager, Hisar Depot. Ms. Swaran Kanta Kondal, who retired as Assistant Manager, Operations from Northern Region Office. Mr. Ashok Kumar Bhatia, Deputy General Manager, LPG Operations from Delhi State Office. Ms. Manju Sabharwal, Deputy Manager, Delhi DO. Mr. V.C. Sikka, who retired as General Manager, Regional Services from Northern Region Office. Mr. R.K. Arora, who retired as Manager, LPG Sales from Delhi Area Office. Mr. Budh Singh, Senior Foreman, Palam AFS. Mr. M.K. Tyagi, Chief Manager, Consumer Sales Marketing Head Office. Mr. Brijinder Sahai, Accounts Officer 2 from Northern Region Office. Mr. C.P. Joshi, Executive Director, Supplies, Marketing Head Office. Mr. Satinder Singh Puri, who retired as Senior Materials Manager from Northern Region Office. Mr. P.R. Vohra, who retired as Manager, Aviations, Palam AFS. Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, Chargeman, Fields, Reveri, TOP. Mr. Devi Dayal Bangia, Foreman, Northern Region Office. Mr. Yoginder Kumar, Operations Officer 2 from Bhatinda Terminal. Mr. Prabhas Chandra, Senior Manager, Engineering, Delhi State Office. Mr. Chandra Prakash Gupta, Deputy Manager, Palam AFS. Ms. Sunita Nangia, Accounts Officer 2 from Northern Region Office. Mr. Prem Sagar Kohli, Senior Foreman, Northern Region Office, IBP Division. Mr. Ravindranath Mathur, who retired as Deputy General Manager, SNDN Operations from Northern Region Office, IBP Division. Mr. Rupeshwar Gupta, who retired as Manager, Northern Region Office. Mr. Chandra Mohan Sabharwal, who retired as Deputy Manager, Bijwasan Terminal. Mr. O.P. Sharma, retired as Deputy Manager, Jammu Tawi Depot. Mr. Vikramjit Chibbar, who retired as General Manager, Punjab State Office. Mr. Masood Fazal, who retired as Deputy General Manager, Explosives, Head Office, Mumbai, IBP Division. Mr. Dilbar Singh Bisht, Senior Operator Fields from Panipat RCO. Mr. S.P. Kapoor, Deputy Manager, Shakur Busti Terminal. Mr. Prem Chand, Senior Manager, Information Systems, Northern Region Office. Mr. Anil Kumar Khanna, Chief Manager, ERP, Chairman's Office, New Delhi, IBP Division. Mr. Nanak Chand, Deputy Manager, SND, Northern Region Office, IBP Division. Mr. Narayan Singh, Chargeman, Technicals, Gurgaon Bottling Plant. Mr. Lalta Prasad, Accounts Officer 2, Bijwasan Terminal. Mr. Uday Bhan, Senior Operator Fields from Palam NITC. Mr. Ashok Kumar Seth, Accounts Officer 2, Northern Region Office. Ms. Rukmani Rohilla, Senior Office Assistant from Northern Region Office. Mr. Ram Swaroop Bagga, Assistant Manager, LPG, Tikri Kalan Bottling Plant. Mr. Vinay Kumar Anand, retired as General Manager, Marketing Coordination from Northern Region Office. Mr. Tarsem Chand, who retired as Chargeman Aviation from Palam NITC. Mr. Sundar Prakash Malik, retired as Manager, Northern Region Office, IBP Division. Mr. Surinder Kumar Chabra, retired as General Manager, Corporation Coordination, Marketing Head Office. Mr. Amarjit Singh, Deputy Manager, Lube Materials, SCFP, Shakur Basti Terminal. Mr. S.C. Bose, who retired as Director, PCRA, New Delhi. Mr. Shiv Kumar Gupta, who retired as General Manager, IS Pipelines Head Office. Mr. Dalip Singh Mahura, retired as Chief Manager, IS Pipelines Head Office. Mr. Vijay Pratap, CCM, Construction Office, Jaipur. Mr. Narayan Prasad, ED Projects and M&I Marketing Head Office, Mumbai. Mr. A.C. Verma, Chief Internal Audit Manager, Pipeline Head Office. Mr. B.S. Rawat, General Manager, Coordination, R&D Center. Mr. Fakira Singh, General Manager, R&D Coordination from R&D Center. Mr. A.S. Khatri, Chief Manager, AAC Corporate Office. Mr. K.A. Nizami, Manager, Lab, Shakurbusti Terminal. Mr. R.K. Bhasin, TRM, R&D Center, Faridabad. Mr. Thakur Das, Deputy Manager, Plant, Assorti LBP. Mr. J.K. Puri, Executive Director, Optimization from Corporate Office. Mr. M. Ahmed, Deputy General Manager, HSE, Corporate Office. Mr. Lekraj Bhilware, Chief Manager, Securities, Mathura Refinery. Mr. Manas R. Sen Gupta, Chief Manager, HSE, Corporate Office. Mr. Prannath Dudeja, Additional Director, CHT, New Delhi. Mr. V. Sitharaman, Chief Finance Manager, Refineries Headquarters. Mr. A.K. Ray, Senior Material Manager, Refineries Headquarters. Mr. Vinod Kumar Khaneja, Senior Maintenance Manager, Electricals, Panipat Refinery. Mr. N.C. Sharma, Joint Director, PPAC, New Delhi. Mr. Ramjilal Pahadia, Administration Manager, Refineries Headquarters. Mr. Santlal Chawla, Joint Director, Finance, OISD, New Delhi. Mr. Rameshwar Lohar, Executive Secretary, Grade C, Corporate Office, BD. Mr. S.C. Kakkar, Deputy Manager, Employee Relations from Refineries Headquarters. Mr. S.M. Gildial, PNU Engineer, Mathura Refinery. Well, that was the glittering list of our senior executives. Thank you all so much. I hope this new experience of virtual felicitations will find an echo in the hearts of our beloved seniors. Can we have a huge round of applause for all our seniors? Next, we have Occupational Health and Wellness Index Award. Corporate health, safety, and environment with an objective to facilitate effective implementation of occupational health guidelines and practice across the corporation evolved an Occupational Health and Wellness Index for all refinery units of the corporation. All 9 refinery unit occupational health services have participated in this evaluation on various parameters, including infrastructure for occupational health services, surveillance of working environment and workers' health, data collection and record keeping, first aid and emergency medical service at workplace, COVID-19 awareness and mitigation measures. Verification of shortlisted refinery units was conducted by a committee based on their scores. As per the evaluation, Haldia Refinery Occupational Health Services has been adjudged the winner of Occupational Health and Wellness Index Award 2021. Heartiest congratulations to Team Haldia, headed by Mr. Partho Ghosh, ED Haldia Refinery, and the trophy will be handed over to you in a few days' time, sir. I take this opportunity to submit that through introduction of this index, noticeable improvement has been observed in the occupational health services, emergency medical services, and particularly in preventive and promotive health of IOCNs, with an improvement in the compliance of various statutory requirements in occupational health services. The next segment is the Suggestion Scheme Award. We are aware that India has been growing steadily over the years, and this has transformed the way of business operations in the country. To ensure that the corporation is always on a steady growth path, to create and maintain a supportive climate to stimulate ingenuity and innovativeness among the employees, Indian Oil Suggestion Scheme was introduced in the organization with a system of awards, which I now have the privilege to announce. Indian Oil Suggestion Scheme Corporate Award for the best suggestion is presented to an employee or team of employees whose suggestion qualifies for the highest amount of award during the financial year at corporate level. For the year 2020-21, the honor from the marketing division goes to Mr. Yellappa Mangalur, DGM Plant, Belgaum, Bottling Plant, Karnataka State Office. Mr. Mangalur's suggestion on hydro-pneumatic punching unit for in-house STP plant is highly appreciated. From the refineries division, the best suggestion award jointly goes to Ms. Radha, PSM, Mr. Sachin K. Andhare, PSM, Mr. Krishna Mohan, Assistant Manager, PS from Gujarat Refinery, and Mr. Praveen D. Thakre, Manager, APC Refineries Headquarters, for their valuable suggestion and alternative in-house approach for APC upgradation at Gujarat Refinery, which resulted in estimated weight saving of rupees 1.5 crore for the corporation. Mr. Praveen D. Thakre is present with us here. I request Chairman Indian Oil to kindly hand over the award, the citation to Mr. Thakre. Heartiest congratulations, Mr. Thakre, and to your team as well. From the Pipelines Division, the Best Suggestion Award is presented to a team of Mr. Sujit Kumar Patnaik, DGM Projects Electrical, PLHO, Mr. Om Prakash Dhakar, Assistant Manager, ONM, WRPL, Sendra, and Mr. Satish Kumar, AM, ONM, NRPL, Meerut, for their valuable suggestion on HT system power factor improvement using combined HT and LT capacitor banks, which resulted into an estimated weighted saving of rupees 2 lakh per annum. From the team, we have Mr. Sujit Kumar Patnaik, DGM Projects Electrical from Pipelines Head Office. I request Chairman, sir, to kindly hand over the Best Suggestion Award to Mr. Patnaik. Thank you and congratulations to the entire team. Moving to the next category, the Corporate Award for Best Suggester for the year under Indian Oil Suggestion Scheme is presented to an employee whose cumulative award amount is accepted suggestions is the highest during the financial year. For the year 2021, the honor from Marketing Division goes to Shri V. Kumar, DGM HR, TNSO. The significant contribution made by Shri V. Kumar is highly appreciated by Indian Oil. From Refineries Division, the Best Suggester Award goes to Shri Sanjeev Vittal Jadhav, SEA Institutional, Gujarat Refinery. Now the next category, Most Frequent Suggester. The Corporate Award for the Most Frequent Suggester of the year under Indian Oil Suggestion Scheme is presented to an employee who contributes the highest number of award-winning suggestions during the year. For the year 2021, the award goes to Shri Ved Prakash, Senior Production Manager, Gujarat Refinery, in contribution of 56 award-winning suggestions during the year. These suggestions are from his tenure at AOD Digboy Refinery. Moving on to the Best Coordinator of the Year, Indian Oil Suggestion Scheme Corporate Award for the Best Coordinator is presented to the coordinator of the unit or location who has scored the highest points in generating accepted suggestions and implementing and replicating the accepted suggestions. For the year 2021, the honor goes to Shri Sujit Kumar, Manager, LRN and Learning and Development, Mathura Refinery. Employees of Mathura Refinery generated 749 award-winning sessions, and he facilitated implementation of 689 numbers of suggestions during the year. All the winners of the Suggestion Scheme Award are congratulated on behalf of Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Surging ahead, we have come to the Swachhata Award. All are aware that Swachhata Pakhwada was observed from 1st July to 15th July 2021, wherein various cleanliness initiatives were undertaken by our establishments, which are divisions, state offices, units across India. Like last year, this year also, we had instituted the competition among 31 establishments, that is 16 state offices, 9 refinery units, 5 pipeline regions, and R&D center to bestow the Best Swachh Establishment Award 2021-22, with 26 predefined Swachhata parameters. The runner-up for the Best Swachh Establishment Award 2021-22 goes to Haldia Refinery. The winner of the Best Swachh Establishment Award goes to Southern Region Pipelines. The teams have joined us virtually. Heartiest congratulations to both the teams. On behalf of the entire corporation, we once again extend our heartiest congratulations for maintaining excellent cleanliness during cleanliness activities undertaken during the Swachhata Pakhwada that indeed made a difference. While we have been lauding and appreciating the contribution of so many valued IOCNs today, another esteemed dignitary completes 35 years of dedicated service to Indian Oil this year. Well, it's none other than our very own Director HR, Mr. Ranjan Kumar Mahapatra. I humbly request our Honorable Chairman, Mr. S.M. Vaidya, to kindly hand over the 35 years service citation to Mr. Mahapatra. Thank you, sirs. While achievements are bound to be celebrated, introspection, service, and commitment to do better each day is a responsibility we all have to perform. With continued support of our internal and external stakeholders and the trust of 1 billion+ Indians, we reiterate our commitment to serve the nation and the nationals in the best possible way in the years ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the formal proceedings of our Foundation Day. I thank the chairman, members of the board, participants, the audience, employees present here, and those who joined us virtually, and various teams who came together to make this event a success. A big thank you. Wishing you all a very happy Indian Oil Day. Thank you, good day, and stay safe. All those assembled here,